The undefeated Middlebury College football team traveled to Lewiston, Maine to open its 1972 season with Bates College. Late in the first quarter, the Panthers began to drive for their first touchdown of the season when Crampton passes complete to McGurk for a first down at the Bates 39-yard line. Then Crampton on a play-action pass throws complete to Cooper for another first down at the Bates 26. Then after Cooper picked up 7 yards, Crampton here again throws complete to McGurk for the touchdown. The extra point try failed. After Bates went ahead 7-6 early in the second quarter, Crampton threw complete to Pope for a 40-yard gain to the 17. Then 4 plays later, O'Sullivan scored from the 3. Paul Vianney stops the Bates running back for no gain. On the very next play, Jim Barrington shoots through the line, causing a fumble, resulting in a 5-yard loss. Then after forcing Bates to punt, the Panthers started their next drive from their 19-yard line. A key play was a screen pass from Crampton to O'Sullivan for 13 yards right here. Carried to the Bates 20 on a scissors play for another first down, and 6 plays later, Crampton sneaked in for the score, giving the Panthers a 20-7 halftime lead. Early in the third quarter, Crampton throws complete to Coleman for a 12-yard gain to the 46, and here Pope will pick up 15 for another first down. 2 plays later, Crampton throws complete to Coleman for the touchdown. Middlebury 28, Bates 7. Then after kicking off to Bates, Antonakis blitzes through the line and throws Dyson-Chuck for a 9-yard loss. Flickinger and Brakely again throw Dyson-Chuck for a loss of 8 more yards, and this type of defense stymied the Bates offense for the rest of the afternoon. Then early in the fourth quarter, Mackey on a play-action pass throws complete to Burkow for a gain of 25 yards. O'Sullivan here picks up 12 more on a quick pitch. Williams then takes a quick pitch for 14 yards around his left end to the Bates 10-yard line. 2 plays later, Williams again takes a quick pitch and goes in for the score. Middlebury 35, Bates 7. Then late in the fourth quarter, Fred Zinnober intercepted a Bates pass, which eventually set up Middlebury's last touchdown. Now with the ball on the 50-yard line, Williams takes a quick pitch and is forced out of bounds at the Bates 33. Mackey then rolls right and throws complete to Williams for the touchdown. The final score, Middlebury 42, Bates 7. Wesleyan is Middlebury's first home opponent, and they take a 6-0 lead early in the second period. But Middlebury comes right back, and Pope on a sprint draw picks up 34 yards to the Wesleyan 18-yard line. Cooper then runs a trap up the middle to the Wesleyan 1, where 1 play later the Panthers fumble. Jay Flickinger then stops McCarthy for a 3-yard loss. On the very next play, Wesleyan is stopped by a host of tacklers, and 1 play later is forced to punt. After a short punt, Phil Pope on a scissors play goes 18 yards for the tying score. The highlight of the next Panthers scoring drive is a pass from Crampton to McGurk to the Wesleyan 16-yard line. Then 2 plays later, Pope goes up the middle for the score, and Middlebury is ahead 12-6. Then just before halftime, McNeil tackles McCarthy for a 2-yard loss on an option play. Early in the second half, Wesleyan tries a counter option, and Kelly and McNeil both make the stop. Then after a 15-yard penalty, Brakely and Webster cause a fumble, and John Cruz recovers. Then Pope on a scissors play behind fine blocking carries to the 2-yard line. One play later, O'Connor goes in for Middlebury's final touchdown. Then with 4th and goal, Bobby Keller stops the Wesleyan quarterback for no gain. The Panthers take over. On a play-action pass, Crampon scrambles all the way to the Wesleyan 35-yard line, and shortly after the game ends. That final score, Middlebury 18, Wesleyan 6. The Panthers then play WPI in a driving rainstorm at Porter Field, and early in the second half, Pope picks up 11 yards to the WPI 42. Then after a short gain, Mackey throws complete to McGurk to the WPI 24. O'Sullivan then carries to the 5 off tackle. Pope on the next play drives over for the goal line, but fumbles, but McGurk recovers for the touchdown. Then after forcing a WPI punt, Pope on a sprint draw picks up 33 yards to the WPI 37-yard line. Here Mackey will keep on an option all the way to the 11. 2 plays later, Mackey throws complete to O'Sullivan for the touchdown. Middlebury 12, WPI nothing. WPI then returns a kickoff for a touchdown and then recovers a Middlebury fumble and scores, taking the lead 13-12. Then early in the third quarter, Flickinger and Barrington make the stop for a loss of 1 yard. 1 play later, Barrington and Cruz stop ball for no gain, forcing WPI to punt. The punt is fumbled, leading to another score. Late in the third quarter, Crampon throws complete to Pope, where 2 plays later the Panthers lose the ball on a fumble. Then in the middle of the fourth quarter, Crampon throws a screen pass complete to Pope to the WPI 19-yard line. That play is here. On this play, Crampon passes complete to Pope, and then 1 play later, Pope goes in for the score. The 2-point conversion, the score is tied at 20 apiece. WPI's Mike Ball is then tackled by Barrington and a whole host of tacklers for no gain. Hanbury then makes the stop for no gain. 1 play later, WPI is forced to punt. After picking up 2 first downs, O'Sullivan on a scissors play carries to the WPI 20-yard line. After 2 penalties, Mackey throws complete to McGurk to the 20. 1 play later, Mackey throws complete to Coleman. That's for a touchdown. And the final score is Middlebury 28, WPI 20. Middlebury then travels to Williams, and after kicking off, Lee on an option is stopped by Dave Webster for no gain. Flickinger and Kelly then stop Dorada for no gain at all. Here's Flickinger and Kelly. Now quarterback Lee's pass falls incomplete, forcing Williams to punt. The punt is fumbled and Williams recovers. With a 1st and 10, Dorada is tackled by Barrington and Webster for a loss of 6 yards. Vianney and Webster stop Fitzgerald for no gain. On this play here. Then on 3rd and 16, Barrington intercepts and returns all the way to the 28-yard line. Now wishbone quarterback Crampon pitches to Pope for a gain of 7. Crampon will here keep on an option for a gain of 16 yards. Now 2 plays later, Crampon throws complete to McGurk to the Williams 7-yard line. after losing yardage on 2 fumbles, Mackey kicks a 23-yard field goal to put Middlebury ahead 3-0. Then early in the second period, Pope takes an option pitch and carries to the Williams 48-yard line. On a counter option, O'Sullivan picks up 7 more. Doug Crampon then keeps for a gain of 16 yards. And 3 plays later, Phil Pope takes a pitch. He goes 18 yards for the touchdown. The score is Middlebury 10, Williams nothing. Then with 2nd and 7, Williams is thrown for a 3-yard loss by Brakely. With a 3rd and 10, Middlebury is called for interference, setting up Williams' first touchdown. Then following the kickoff, Pope takes an option pitch and picks up 13 yards. Once again, it's Phil Pope taking a quick pitch for 14 more. And on the last play before half, Pope takes a pitch from Mackey. He carries to the Williams 25-yard line. Keller returns the second half kickoff. He goes all the way to the Williams 48. Now 2 plays later, Crampon picks up 19 yards on the counter option. Then Crampon passes complete to McGurk to the Williams 13-yard line. O'Sullivan here on an option pitch carries to the 2-yard line. Phil Pope will dive over for the touchdown. For Phil's outstanding play in that Williams game, he was voted the Golden Helmet Award by the New England College Football Writers Association. Middlebury 17, Williams 7. Following the kickoff, Fitzgerald is stopped by Hanover and Zinnober. Then on 3rd down, Flickinger throws Lee for a 9-yard loss, thereby forcing a punt. Crampon here passes complete to McGurk to the Williams 48. Plays later, O'Connor takes a pitch behind Cooper's block and carries to the 24. That drive did, however, stall at the Williams 8-yard line. Early in the 4th quarter, Lee is thrown for a 7-yard loss by Barrington, making it 4th and 14. Williams then scored on the next play. Crampon then throws complete to McGurk to the Williams 44-yard line. 2 plays later, Crampon throws complete to Burtkow to the Williams 16-yard line. O'Sullivan then dives for 8, and watch him dive. Pope then goes up the middle for the final touchdown, and the final score, Middlebury 23, Williams 13. We're at Clinton, New York now. Jim Barrington, intercepting a Hamilton pass, returns it all the way to the Hamilton 25-yard line. Then Phil Pope, behind the blocks of Cooper and O'Connor, carries to the 12-yard line. 2 plays later, Pope carries in for the score. Then late in the second quarter, 2nd and 9, Pope picks up 11 yards in the sprint draw to the Hamilton 43. Then Pope carries up the middle to the 31-yard line. On the same play to the other side, O'Connor picks up 9 more to the Hamilton 22. Then Mackey throws complete to McGurk, who goes out of bounds at the 5, and Pope scores 2 plays later, putting Middlebury ahead 14-0. We're now late in the first quarter. Mackey throws complete to Cooper for a 23-yard gain. Then O'Connor carries to the Hamilton 15, where 2 plays later, O'Connor carries over for the score. Middlebury 21, Hamilton nothing. Hamilton then runs a dive over their right side, but Webster and Barrington are there to make the stop for no gain. Then Zinnober makes the stop for no gain. On the very next play, Barrington shoots through the line and tackles the quarterback, causing a fumble. He recovers on the 26. Then Middlebury fumbles and Hamilton recovers, but Barrington again shoots through the line, tackling the ball carrier for a 4-yard loss. The Hamilton quarterback drops back to throw, but is thrown for a 10-yard loss by Zinnober, Flickinger, Biani, and Webster. Now on 4th down, Flickinger throws the quarterback for a loss of 13 more yards. Doug Crampon now throws complete to McGurk for a gain of 9. 2 plays later, Williams takes an option pitch. He carries to the Hamilton 38. Mackey then throws complete to McGurk to the Hamilton 11, where 2 plays later, Middlebury loses the ball by a fumble. Hamilton then attempting to pass is intercepted by Bob Keller, who returns the ball to the Hamilton 35, where in 3 plays the Panthers score again. Middlebury 27, Hamilton nothing. Now with the ball on the Middlebury 37-yard line, Pope goes off his right tackle all the way to the Hamilton 14. Then after 2 penalties, Pope carries for a gain of 35 yards to the Hamilton 9, where he scores on the very next play. Middlebury 34, Hamilton nothing. With a 1st and 10 on the Hamilton 24, Coleman on an end around carries for a gain of 9. 3 plays later, Hamilton recovers a Middlebury fumble. Hamilton here again attempting to pass is intercepted by John Cruz. He returns it to the Hamilton 18-yard line. Williams now picks up 12 yards around his left end. Then O'Connor drives off tackle for the touchdown. The score, Middlebury 41. Early in the 4th quarter with a 2nd and 4 on the Hamilton 20, Williams on a quick pitch carries to the 11. Keith Brown then on a trap goes the final 11 yards for the score. Middlebury 48, Hamilton nothing. Hamilton fumbled on the first play from scrimmage. Middlebury recovers. They're on the Hamilton 30, an option pitch. Williams carries to the Hamilton 18-yard line. Then after a 15-yard penalty, Brown on a trap up the middle goes to the Hamilton 17. And here, Toby Burr on an option pitch from Dwayne Brown carries to the 2, where Williams then scores. Middlebury 54, Hamilton nothing. Hamilton then attempting to pass into the right flat is intercepted by Uppendahl. He goes 30 yards for the final score. In that game, Middlebury set new team records with 29 first downs, 475 yards rushing, and 563 total yards. The game ends with Brown on a trap picking up 25 yards. Then in the rain at Porter Field, with RPI leading 7-0, Middlebury here starts a drive with a completion from Crampton to Burtkow to the RPI 48-yard line. Now Crampton passes complete to McGurk, who carries it to the 38. Then after a 4-yard gain, Crampton throws complete to McGurk, who is forced out of bounds at the RPI 13. Cooper now on the trap up the middle carries to the 2-yard line. Pope then dives in for the touchdown. The extra point fails. RPI 7, Middlebury 6. Then after forcing an RPI punt, Pope on a sprint draw carries to the RPI 35-yard line. Then on the same play to the right side, Pope carries all the way to the RPI 17. After a clipping penalty, Crampton on a play-action pass throws back to O'Connor, who goes down the sideline to the RPI 17-yard line. 4 plays later, Mackey kicks a 31-yard field goal. Middlebury 9, RPI 7. Mackey's punt is blocked, and RPI carries in for the score. RPI 14, Middlebury 9. Then Middlebury's punt is fumbled by RPI. McGurk recovers. 4 plays later, Crampton throws a touchdown pass to Cooper. Middlebury 15, RPI 14. After recovering a fumble on the Middlebury 18-yard line, you'll see RPI score and take a 21-15 lead. With very little time remaining now, Flickinger will throw to the RPI ball carrier, rather throw the ball carrier for a 3-yard loss, forcing a punt. Mackey now throws complete to Coleman to the RPI 42. Then Then after 2 first downs with only 31 seconds remaining in the game, Mackey throws complete to Pope for the touchdown. It ties the score at 20 apiece. The try for the extra point is blocked. After Middlebury fails to recover the onside kick, Jim Barrington intercepts a Nystrom pass. He carries all the way to the RPI 3-yard line. Mackey then throws complete to Pope, the winning touchdown with 8 seconds remaining. And here, throws to Cooper for the point after. Those 2 touchdowns scored in the final 31 seconds, the greatest comeback in Middlebury history. Norwich now visits Porter Field on another rainy Saturday afternoon. The middle of the first quarter, Mackey throws complete to Pope, a gain of 24. After picking up another first down, Mackey throws complete to Burtkow. He makes a great catch at the Norwich 4. Pope then goes up the middle for the touchdown, and with Mackey's extra point, the score is Middlebury 7, Norwich nothing. Then after forcing Norwich to punt, Pope on a sprint draw picks up 23 yards. On the first play of the second quarter, Pope on a counter option takes a pitch from Mackey, picks up 11 more, then 6 plays later, Norwich recovers a Middlebury fumble on their own 10. After recovering a Norwich fumble late in the first half, Mackey throws complete to O'Connor, who carries all the way to the 4-yard line. Pope then carries over for the touchdown, and it's Middlebury 14, Norwich nothing. Taking the second half kickoff, Bob Keller returns it to the Norwich 48-yard line. Then after 2 first downs, Mackey throws complete to Burtkow. He's forced out of bounds at the Norwich 20. Mackey then throws again to Burtkow. This time he carries all the way to the 5-yard line. Pope then on a power sweep behind O'Connor and Cooper's key blocks goes in for the score. Middlebury 21, Norwich nothing. Then after recovering a Norwich fumble on the kickoff, Mackey throws complete to Burtkow on a great catch at the Norwich 4. Mackey then finds Cooper in the end zone for the touchdown. It's Middlebury 28, Norwich nothing. Norwich then attempting to pass is intercepted by John Cruz. Then after picking up 3 first downs, O'Connor on this play on an option pitch pass throws to Coleman for a touchdown. This, however, is called back because of an illegal motion penalty. However, 6 plays later, O'Connor dives in for the score. Middlebury 35, Norwich nothing. The Norwich quarterback attempts to pass, again dropped for a 9-yard loss by Barrington. Then Middlebury, after recovering a poor snap from a punt, scores again on an option pitch pass by O'Connor to Coleman. And with Mackey's extra point, the score is Middlebury 42, Norwich nothing. Now in the fourth quarter, on a Norwich power sweep, Chambers and Pepin throw the quarterback for a 5-yard loss. Then after forcing Norwich to punt, Keith Brown takes a handoff up the middle, spins to the outside. He carries all the way to the Norwich 41-yard line. Keith Brown then takes a handoff on a 3-way option. He carries to the Norwich 24. After picking up 6 yards, Toby Bird takes a pitch out from Dwayne Brown on the option behind Williams' block, goes in for the touchdown. Middlebury 49, Norwich nothing. Then late in the game, Jack Goulet preserves the shutout. He intercepts on the 12, returns it all the way to the Norwich 37-yard line. The Panthers next travel to Union, and again playing in the rain and mud with a 1st and 10 on the Union 37. Pope carries over his right guard for a 15-yard gain. 2 plays later, Pope takes a quick pitch, and with some outstanding running, goes the final 14 yards for the touchdown. Middlebury 7, Union nothing. The next time the Panthers have the ball, Mackey throws the ball to Burtkow, who makes a diving catch at the Union 31. 2 plays later, the Panthers lose the ball by a fumble at the Union 11. Then after Union ties the score at 7 apiece, Mackey throws complete to Pope. He carries to the Middlebury 40. Again, Middlebury lost the ball on a fumble. Union then tries a power sweep, and Pepin and Flickinger and Barrington make the stop for no gain on this play here. Union then attempts to pass, but is thrown for a 7-yard loss by Brakely. Then on the first play of the second quarter, on an end around, Flickinger throws the ball carrier for a loss of 19 yards, then forcing Union to punt. Then Mackey on a play action throws complete to McGirt for 14 yards. On the next play, O'Connor on a power sweep behind the blocks of Pope, Cooper, and Goldfarb carries in for the touchdown. Middlebury 14, Union 7. Union then tries a power sweep, and Pepin and Barrington make the stop for no gain right here. Then after forcing a Union punt with a 3rd and 8, Pope on a sprint draw carries 35 yards all the way to the Union 43. Then after a 5-yard penalty, Mackey throws complete to Burtkow to the Union 19. 3 plays later, Mackey sneaks in for the score. Middlebury 20, Union 7. Now early in the third quarter, the field a quagmire. Mackey throws complete to O'Connor, who carries 75 yards to the Union 2-yard line. On the next play, Pope will go around left end for 1 yard. 2 plays later, dive in for the touchdown. And that touchdown tied the New England record for most touchdowns rushing in a season at 16. And Phil Pope became the top scorer in New England for the 2nd year in a row and 3rd in the nation with 112 points. The score, Middlebury 28, Union 7. The next time the Panthers get the football, they pick up 2 first downs. With a 1st and 10, Pope goes off tackle for a gain of 11 yards. Two plays later, Mackey sprints left and throws complete to O'Connor for the touchdown. Middlebury 35, Union 14. Early in the fourth quarter, Pope on a sprint draw carries 22 yards to the Union 30. Phil Pope in this past season broke all former Middlebury football rushing records. Then late in the fourth quarter, Uppendahl tackles the Union quarterback for an 11-yard loss. The Middlebury defense again was outstanding. They held Union to only 7 first downs. It's been 36 years since Middlebury had an undefeated season. The Panthers set many team and individual records. Those records include 175 first downs in a season, a New England record, 2,033 yards rushing in a season. That places Middlebury in the top 10 in the nation in total offense per game average. Points in a season at 284 broke the 71 teams record of 265, which also put Middlebury in the top 10 teams in the country with a 35.4 game average. Middlebury's defense also top 10 in the nation with an average of just 67 yards per game. Let's meet some of the players who helped make this season possible. 2 junior fellows, Paul Viani, a geology major from Adams, Massachusetts, and Tom McNeil, a history major from Simsbury, Connecticut. At the Middlebury College golf course, we find Charlie O'Sullivan, an economics major from Natick, Massachusetts. Frank Cooper, a history major from Shelton, Connecticut. George Antonakis, a political science major from Malden, Massachusetts. And Bob Garvey, a history major from Madison, Connecticut. In front of the library, we have Jack Goulet, a political science major from Framingham, Massachusetts, and Jim Kelly, a history major and college scholar from Delmar, New York, along with Jay Flickinger, an economics major from Middlebury, Vermont. Going into their dorms, we find Dave Uris, a history major from Adams, Massachusetts, and Chip Shearer, a geology major from Agawam, Massachusetts. In front of Brown Pool is Mike Goldfarb. He's a political science major from Rockaway, New Jersey. Bob Keller, political science major from Alexandria, Virginia. And John Coleman, an economics major from Simsbury, Connecticut. At the Science Center, we find Dave Webster, a political science major from Bethesda, Maryland. Dave Cook, a chem bio major from Rutland, Vermont. And Howard Menney, a biology major from Huntington Station, Long Island. Now relaxing in front of Proctor Hall is Buddy Chambers, an economics major from Williamsburg, Virginia. Bob Hanbury, an economics major from Newington, Connecticut. And Jim Barrington, a geology major from Lexington, Massachusetts. Going to the Fine Art Building is John Cruz, an art major from Falls Church, Virginia, and Pete Mackey. He's a sociology major from Middlebury, Vermont. Coming from lunch at the student dining units is Tom O'Connor, an economics major from Dalton, Massachusetts, and Keith Brown, an art major from New York City. And coming from Milliken Hall, where he is a dorm counselor, is Bob Screen, an economics major from West Hartford, Connecticut. Coming from Dana Auditorium is Dennis Sabatino, a political science major from Atkinson, New Hampshire, and Doug Crampton, a history major from Simsbury, Connecticut. Leaving Memorial Fieldhouse is Jimmy Williams. He's a history major from Newark, New Jersey, along with Mike Kohlhofer, also a history major from Long Branch, New Jersey. And at the Middlebury College Snow Bowl is Bruce Burtkow. He's a political science major from Westchester County, New York. And Pete Brakely, an economics major from Middlebury, Vermont. Then waiting to get on the chairlift is Fred Zinnober, an economics major from Mineola, New York. And Tom Pepin, an economics major from Tampa, Florida. In front of a fraternity house is Terry McGurk, a history major from Atlanta, Georgia, playing one of Middlebury's many winter sports. The Panthers this year were rated second by UPI in New England and finished third in the voting for the Lampert Cup, which was finally won by Delaware. With only a few graduating seniors and an undefeated freshman team, the Middlebury Panthers will be on the prowl again next year, looking for another undefeated season.